Hey guys, Adam here from directiontrader.com. Let's do a market overview. Do a little look at the daily bars and see exactly where the market is and where it could be going and what we've been going through. Today was a little bit of a significant day when it comes to the market and what happened today. We're starting right here in the dollar, guys. This is a dollar daily chart. Look at this. We finally got this pushed down on the dollar. We were waiting for the indexes, which I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes. We're waiting for the indexes to do this, and they have not yet. As you notice, the dollar, we had nice resistance over here as the dollar poked through, and then it's been chopping for quite some time. Now, it has retested this level once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, and it finally broke today. And it broke significantly. It had a sell-off and actually closed down at its low for the day. Now, is that important? It's very important that it closed at its low. It didn't break through and then have like what you would call like a 50% retracement where the buyers came in at the end of the day. It didn't have that. You had a straight sell-off and it actually closed at its low for the day. Now, I'm going to show you a couple correlation charts and what I'm looking at, and then you're going to make your own opinion. But I see this market possibly being in somewhat of a pullback, and maybe we could get a little bit of that drop that we've been looking for quite some time. There is one red flag, though. The red flag is right here. You see the bonds? As the bonds, we're looking for the bonds to have a little bit more of a push up here, guys. We obviously have a well-established low here that we've broken. But the bonds, we did not get that push up that we were hoping. If we have a down day like that in the dollar, we were looking for these bonds to have a little bit more of a push up. It pretty well was a flat day. That's not gonna ruin my opinion on where the market's going, but it's definitely gonna keep me interested because we had that huge sell off in the dollar, and we did not see that as big of a sell off in the indexes and in the bonds. We didn't see the bonds get a nice push here. So something worth taking a look at there, guys. Let's go back up here to the ES and let's take a look. This is the same pre-market analysis I've done for 2 weeks, guys. I come in and I start talking about the accumulation and distribution that is going on in these markets. As you can see, we have extreme distribution set up right here. This market tried to push up and it got clobbered right back down. So we got a nice distribution bar right here. And I'm not willing to, as far as the swing trade level, to take any longs below there. I want to see it break above there before I even consider any type of swing trading. Same thing to the downside. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of accumulation right down here to the downside. We had the market sell off several times just to see the afternoon session push it right back up. Come off, and then it comes back up at least half of its daily bar, as you can see on several of these wicks below. So we have quite an accumulation area, and just like the distribution above, I will only take swing trades short below them accumulation bars. I'm going to be nice and patient here and wait. I was thinking with the dollar selling off like it did today, you may get these internals or these indexes to sell off, but as you see, the indexes actually had a positive day, guys. They actually had a positive day. So this is a little bit of an anomaly. We had the dollar sell off extremely, and we had the indexes have actually a positive day. So we're going to remain neutral until we can break these lows or break these highs to the upside. As soon as they do, I'm willing to take on and take my position. So if we get, whether it be tomorrow or sometime next week or whenever it does, if it breaks one of these, I'm going to start taking pullbacks to the downside. If it breaks up, I'm going to start taking pullbacks to the long side. But as we've seen that dollar tank today, as we've seen the dollar go ahead and tank today, we can look for this market to possibly start rolling over. But I'm not willing to bet the farm until we break these lows. Same thing applies over here to the Russell. Exact same setup on all the indexes, guys. As you can see, we have distribution above, accumulation below, and I'm sitting here neutral until we break these lows or break these highs, guys. Like I said, the dollar had a huge sell-off, so this could be interesting. Something to keep an eye on. Once it does break, you can look at this next level, which on the Russell comes down here at 950. But like I said, I'm staying neutral until this actually shows me, and then once it does, I'm more than happy to take a pullback and trade it down to the 95 or 950 level here in the Russell. Now, we saw the dollar sell off. Guess what the euro did? Yes, finally the euro. We had the dollar tanked. Euro pushed up just like it was supposed to, guys. Euro finally broke what we've been talking about. We've been talking about these distribution bars sitting here. You can see these distribution bars, just like we saw on the indexes, they got broken today. So what I'm looking for is, now that these are broke, wait for this market to come up, and tomorrow, if we get the opportunity, pull back to that to them highs, which also falls halfway back of today's bar. So that's a very nice trading level to get a long opportunity. As long as the dollar continues to sell off, this should provide a very good opportunity for a euro setup to the long side, guys. And then you got plenty of room to run back up to these previous highs. More than enough room to run up for a nice position trade here on the euro. So that's something to look for. We actually had one of these markets break out. Wait for a little bit of a pullback. You're going to eventually have the moving averages here supporting it. So as it pulls back, wait for that pullback, and then that should set up a very nice long position here in the euro, as long as the dollar can sustain to the downside or continue to fall to the downside. Crude, very interesting today, guys. We have been talking about this 95 to 98 level for a long time. It goes back in time. If you go back further in time, you'll notice this 95 to 98 level has been used as a chop zone over and over and over in time. Sure enough, you're getting these accumulation bars here where it looks like it wants to sell off here. This bar right here, it looks like it wants to sell off, and then it just gets hammered back to the upside. Wants to sell off again, gets hammered back to the upside, and where's it close at? The 95 level. Something about that 95 level, everybody's keeping their eye on. Keep your eye on that 95 level. As of today, I was interested in shorting because today we finally seen us break them accumulation. Trying to take shorts, did not happen. It got right back up inside of its range. So now we're right back up inside of this chop range, and I'm waiting once again. I'm waiting for these lows to get broken again to go short. If not, you see what we're getting ready to do. So Crude has, it gave us the opportunity we wanted and then just sucked it right away from us. So we ended up not getting them positions, not getting them sell-offs, and now we're back to waiting. So let's go over here real fast. Let me show you a comparison chart. That's my overview of the daily bars and where I see it going, what levels I think you need to keep your eye on. Let's take a closer look here. This is simply, it's a comparison chart of, we have the dollar, we have the Russell, we have the Crude, and the S&P, guys. As you see, the ES and the Russell are up here perfectly in correlation, working real nicely. Then you see Crude right here, and then the dollar. What I want you to pay close attention to here, this is a daily line chart. I want you to pay close attention to is look back in time how these were correlated, how you're able to use these. As you see here, we had the indexes and the Crude sell off nicely, right, over this period of time. Look what happened in the dollar, though. The dollar was rising. Uh-oh. Everything else has been correlated up until this point. It was correlated nicely up until this point, right? That's just a heads up. As you've seen this market rise, you've seen the dollar sideways to down. That was a heads up saying, hey, look for a take here, guys. Sure enough, look what happened to follow. Now we got the dollar rising while these markets are falling. Guess what happened right behind it? They caught right back up, back to the upside with the dollar, guys. And they've been in correlation very, very smoothly for quite some time. Now, as you can see, we are getting sideways to lower lows as we are forming these bars. The Crude has now sold off significantly today. As you see, today's price action, Crude sold off. As you seen the dollar sold off. As you've seen Crude move up, you've seen the S&P move up, and you've seen the Russell move up. Just a red flag, guys. Just a red flag moving forward. Look at tomorrow. You could see if this is any indication, if any of this past is any indication of what is to come. Look at crude or the dollar. The dollar sold off today while these others stayed flat to actually positive. Look for them to catch up to the dollar. Just a heads up. Just a heads up. This is what they could be doing. They could be doing tomorrow and moving into next week. You could see them start to move in conjunction with the dollar. The dollar is sold off significantly today. It broke its lows and now it's ready to go to the downside. Unless the dollar somehow has a head fake tomorrow, which I don't think it will, look for these markets to catch up to the dollar and start to sell off as well. I highly recommend you guys setting up a correlation chart and being keeping a close eye on these daily bars. They will tell you so much as far as how to help your intraday trading. I use them every single morning in the morning analysis to give us a heads up on price levels that we need to look for and different areas we need to watch out for. So might be a little bit of a start to something here, guys. We finally got that pop down on the dollar. Now just wait and see if the rest of the indexes follow. So that's it for now. If you got any questions, write me at adam@directiontrader.com. If you'd like to come join our group and come watch us trade live in a live trading room and learn from us, come to directiontrader.com and take a trial. That's it for today, guys.